What's your name?
Hazel.
No, what's your full name?
Hazel Grace Lancaster? What?
I didn't say anything.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're beautiful.
Oh my god.
I enjoy looking at beautiful people.
Yeah,
See, I decided a while back not to deny myself the simpler pleasures of existence, particularly, as you so astutely pointed out, we're all going to die pretty soon. Let's go watch a movie.
And that was a clip from The Fault in Our Stars. I'm delighted to say I've been joined by one of its stars, Ansel Elgort, who plays Augustus Waters. Hello, Ansel.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for joining us. The Fault in Our Stars has been a presence in our house for a few years. And there will be many houses around the UK and around the world that are waiting with bated breath to see how you have done with their treasured book. Because for some people, this is their favourite book of all time. So no pressure. I just wanted to mention that.
Well, I think there's some pressure there for sure.
Okay, so just explain who Augustus is and where he fits in the story for The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay, so The Fault in Our Stars is a book, and now it's obviously turning into a movie, and it's about mainly about two characters. The main character is Hazel, and she's 16, and she has terminal cancer. And then there is another character who comes in and who she meets in her cancer support group, and his name is Augustus, and he has been in remission from cancer, which means that he has been cancer free for a year and a half. However, before that, he lost his leg due to osteosarcoma. And the story, while it's about while the characters have cancer, it's mainly about their love story, and at times it can be sad, but of course it is a very hopeful message, and it's more about their beautiful love story than anything else.
And yes, and it is a love story. What's fascinating about the movie and fascinating about the book is what a huge hit it turned out to be. It has clearly tapped into something. It knows, John Green, who wrote the book, clearly knows and understands the target audience. And you must have been aware of that as you set out to make this movie. Had you read the book beforehand?
Yeah.
And did you cry?
I did, yes. I read the book, and I did cry, and I also just loved it. It was probably, it still is, I think, my favorite book that I've ever read, it's a good thing because I got the movie, and I'm a part of the story now, very much a part of it. And I'm happy because this is something that now, I'm getting recognized on the street all the time for, and obviously I'm mostly known for this, but this is something that I'm really proud of and a story that I really love.
Yeah.
So that's very lucky.
I mean, well known for this and for Divergent, which we'll come on to in just a bit. But can you explain, as someone for whom then this book was the best book that they've ever read, and as you mentioned that it made you cry, what is it? I mean, you've told us the story outline, so we know what it's about. It's about teenagers with cancer. What was it that got to you particularly?
I think what really gets me about this book is both characters have they both have two sort of obsessions that they need to get over in the story. Hazel's obsession is that she's so worried about when she dies, what's going to happen to the people in her life, and unfortunately, there's no way of knowing that. When you die, what's going to happen to the world after you? And Hazel, being young and knowing that she's going to leave her parents behind and hurt them and hurt all the people in her life, that's her biggest obsession, is what's going to happen to them. And that's presented in the form of a metaphor in the book, which is the story that she's obsessed with. And she's obsessed with knowing what happens to these characters after this story is done. This story in the book is called The Imperial Affliction, and it's this book that Hazel's obsessed with. And that's basically just one big metaphor for Hazel's obsession with, what happens to the people in her life after she's going to die. Once that metaphor sort of clicked for me, and I realized that that's what she was so obsessed with, that was the first thing I think that made me cry in the book, just because it's something that we all deal with. I guess any parent obviously wants to die before their kids. They don't want to see their kids die. But as a kid myself, and I have parents, like I'm super worried about my parents dying, and I'm sure, and also when I become a parent, I'm sure I'll have that also that same worry about what's going to happen to my kids after I die. And I think that's one universal message in the story that really hit me hard when I first read it. Then there's another one, which is Augustus's obsession.
Yeah.
And Augustus's obsession is being remembered and leaving your mark on the world. And what he learned throughout the story is that it doesn't matter leaving a mark, because eventually everyone's going to die and no one will remember you. And even, Mozart and Muhammad Ali and all these legends, in a few hundred or a few thousand years, no one will know who those people are, most likely, because more legends will come and pass. And as Hazel so perfectly puts in the book, oblivion is inevitable, and that's something that Augustus needs to get over. And it's between the two characters help the other get over their obsession and be okay and content with, not being remembered or not knowing what's going to happen to the people after you die. And it's through each other that they find comfort in living and comfort in dying. And I think that's what makes the story so touching.
And all this is happening incredibly fast for you, because I mean, it sort of it was Carrie, Divergent, Fault in Our Stars, and you've exploded, haven't you? I mean, this is happening very fast for you.
Yeah, it's happened pretty fast.
Is it happening too fast?
No, I don't think so. I think that the thing is that what people don't realize is, even though I got my first role at 18 and then now I'm 20 and I've already done, like, I'm on my fifth movie now. Before that, I started this whole performing thing when I was 9, but not professionally, just in training and in school. And I pretty much wasn't. I was never not in a production. So
because you were a trained ballet dancer, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So for about 9 years, for ballet. I did ballet for 5 years, but for about 9 years, I was doing musical theater all the time and plays all the time. And I was always in a play during the school year, and then after school, and then during the summers. I was always performing, so...
So is it another Divergent movie next, or is it the Jason Reitman, Men, Women and Children? What do we see you in after this?
Hopefully the Jason Reitman one next, because I filmed that right at the beginning of 2014. And I'm only filming the second Divergent as we speak in Atlanta, the second Divergent, which is called Insurgent. But I filmed the Jason Reitman one, I guess now, six months ago. So hopefully that comes out in the beginning of 2015.
We look forward to the next Divergent movie. And The Fault in Our Stars is brand new from Ansel Elgort. Ansel, we appreciate your time with us. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks so much for having me.